Filipino food is having a moment in the US. Anthony Bourdain claims this Filipino dish is the next big thing.
And bitch, you better ask somebody because nothing is getting in between me and this spicy, chewy, fatty goodness.
Food magazine Bon Appetit named a Filipino restaurant the second best in the country in 2016. Let's not forget the ube-inspired images on Instagram.
I think Filipino food is, I've been calling it for 5 years. It's just going to keep getting more and more popular simply because of the variety of ingredients and European techniques that are found in that food.
But some Filipino-Americans are concerned about the food's growing popularity.
We need to kind of retell the story, not so much about someone discovering Filipino cuisine as if it never existed before, but to showcase how it's been a part of a longer history.
Would you say Filipino food being a trend is an issue?
In trend, it's almost like you discovered something that's never been there, right? That it's new, that it's you fetishize things that are undiscovered, when in fact, that's not true, right? So you need to kind of get a mix of this idea that it's a continuing tradition, that we're not a trend, we're living art, we're a living way of life.
Bagong araw ay nandito, lakas at tapang ay handog sa'yo.
This is Cultura Festival, an annual event in the Midwest that highlights Filipino-American music, food, and art from around the country.
Sa puso mo lang, sa puso mo.
Chicago doesn't have a place like a Little Manila here. Seafood City, supermarkets, mom and pop toro-toros become even more important because those serve at like ad hoc community centers. So it's amazing that it's trending mainstream and other people are paying attention to it and we can kind of bring them in and show them the ropes. But like really this is food that we've been enjoying for a long time ourselves. And it's just great to be able to introduce our culture and our history through our food. Basically, we're going through all the chef vendors, our community-based organizations. That's Chef Sharwin T.
Yeah, it's tofu. Believe it or not, it's a vegan Filipino dish. So it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Everybody knows lumpia, but you do tofu and different vegetables. So that's going to be the filling, and then we're going to top that with 2 kinds of sauce. That's cilantro oil and some chili sauce.
It's a bit tough to describe the Pinoy cuisine because a specific dish or ingredient doesn't define it. It's island Asian food with Spanish, American, and Chinese influences, yet uniquely its own.
Filipino cuisine is a culinary crossroads. There is no one original point, one original entry.
Like what we have today.
Exactly.
Like today it would...
That's not something I would think of growing up.
Yeah, it's not traditional, but it's a mix.
But it's a mix, and that tradition itself is something that changes. You create it every time. It's not something, it's not a script.
Yeah, how was the food? It was okay? Especially in this day and age of food media, sometimes people can get overly obsessed with, doing it for the gram, but there's a lot more to it if you just look beyond the surface. So we just wanted to encourage people to kind of like have that inquiry about their food. How does race, class, and food all mix together?